If in any point of our lives we have taken a course of biology, we have had to encounter the very popular cell membranes. We studied its structure, its components, their individual functions, and we have drawn countless figures of it on pieces of paper, and all through it, we have asked ourselves a question: do we need to learn all these? Today, let's dig a little deep into it. For our purpose today, let's say the cell membrane has three basic components: the phospholipid, protein, and cholesterol. All of these are marked in this figure. First, the phospholipids. Well, they are actually fat molecules, and we know water and oil, they never mix together. So if a component or a molecule is lipid soluble, only then it can pass through the phospholipid layers, and only then it can enter the cells. Let's say, for example, you have a fever and then you go to the doctor, you're prescribed a medication, in this case a paracetamol. You take the paracetamol, it goes into your stomach, then into the intestines, and then in the lining cells of the intestines, through the phospholipid layers, it passes and goes into the blood. Then it does its function. If it wasn't lipid soluble, it would never be able to cross the phospholipids, and you'd still be burning up. The cholesterols, whenever we hear about them, we talk about heart attack and we're scared, but they're not always as bad. For example, if you have a ringworm on your inner thighs and it itches a lot, your doctor prescribes you an ointment which contains ketoconazole. Well, this molecule has a function. It inhibits the synthesis of a special type of sterol known as ergosterol, which is found only in the cell membranes of the fungi and not in the cell membranes of the human cells. As a result, all the fungi that's responsible for that ringworm are killed, and all of the cells of you, all of those are spared. And the proteins, lastly, they can function either as receptors or they can function as um, transporters or channels. For example, here, let's say we are talking about a pizza slice, and when we take the pizza slice, in the dough of the pizza there are carbohydrate molecules, which when digested will turn into glucose molecule. And as we know, glucose molecule is a big one, and it cannot obviously pass directly through the phospholipid layers. In this figure, we can see how the glucose molecules can enter into the cells. On the left, the insulin molecules, which are hormones, can firstly bind with the receptor, which in itself is a protein in nature. Then it does its function, and with the help of the glucose transporter on the right, the glucose can then enter into the cells. So without this protein transporter, the glucose molecules would never be able to enter the cells and you would never get the energy that you need to live. So in the end, we can say the cell membrane is the basis for all the existence of the cells, and the cells are the basis for the existence of life. So the science that's interesting, although it's demanding of our valuable time, is a lifesaver in the end.